Belle, Sirens. This is by Zenescope, and this is an oversized comic. Basically, it's 32 pages, and it's a self-contained story. And for anyone who's unfamiliar with Zenescope, they basically take public domain characters, mostly characters from Grimm fairy tales, and then they make them warriors. Mostly they make them like some kind of demon hunters of some kind. Like you have Gretel from Hansel and Gretel, and she hunts witches because in the fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel, they kill a witch. You have Robin Hood, who doesn't really hunt monsters. In some cases, she hunts monsters. Mostly, she kind of goes after humans too, as well. You have who else? Alice in Wonderland. You have Red Riding Hood, who's a werewolf. So you kind of get where I'm going with this, right? So of course, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and she hunts beasts. She hunts monsters. And I've read the first volume of Belle, like the first story that she was told. I haven't read the second or third. Is there a third? I haven't read anything after, so I don't really know what's going on with this character. But we kind of get like an introduction in the beginning. Belle's life has been non-stop, with all the supernatural corner of her world has been throwing at her recently. Finally, she's ready to lay back and relax with a nice vacation away from it all. But it wouldn't be a day, vacation or not, for Belle without some kind of creature throwing a wrench in her plans. And yeah, so that's basically what we get. So we start off with the Mediterranean Sea, where we have some soldiers, and they come across this cave, and there's like this ancient civilization built into this water cave, and they go out, and this whole panel is kind of drawn weird. Like we have one soldier gets taken, and then the other soldiers just start shooting wildly into nothing. Yeah, like we see another one where like they jump off the boat to go onto the land, and then it looks like they're shooting at the boat. So it's just the way that the panels is drawn. It's kind of weird. But yeah, they basically get killed by these sea creatures, and then that's when we cut to Belle, and Belle is hanging out with this girl who I don't know who she is. I don't know if she's a girlfriend, if she's just a best friend. She wasn't in the first volume as far as I know. They're rooming together and they have separate beds, so I'm assuming they're just friends. Anyway, she decides to go hang out on the beach with her turtle, and then she tries to get Belle to join her, and Belle's like, I got some work to do. So Belle stays behind, and this panel right here reminds me of like the way Belle's drawn. She looks like what's her name? Amber Besson. She plays Tara from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So Belle gets a knock on the door. She thinks it's her friend. She gets shot with the dart. There's a really funny looking expression on her face as she's being knocked out. And then she wakes up chained to a bed, and there's a soldier standing in front of her, and basically he's like, hey, we need your help. I'm just thinking, yeah, that's the best way to get someone to help you, is to drug and kidnap them and then tie them down with chains to a bed after stripping them of their clothes. So yeah, she basically says, I'll listen to you if you unchain me. And then the soldier's an idiot, and he does so. And then he goes to shake her hand. She judo throws him and tries to take off when all these soldiers show up. And then basically she kind of explains what's going on. She's like, hey, like, basically there's this island, and there's something in the island that we need to get. But the soldiers that we sent were killed. And so we're going to send you to go do the job. And she's like, all right, like, I guess. Like, they kind of force her to do it. So they teleport her. And she has like this new suit, and that looks kind of cool, I guess. It looks kind of just like a modified wetsuit in a sense. And yeah, she shows up. All the soldiers are already dead, of course. And then she gets attacked by these siren monsters, and then she battles them. There's this like really weird looking panel where one of them kind of like uppercuts her and knocks her face mask off, but doesn't leave a scratch on her. And also just like, if you look at the way the face mask is, it's attached to her suit. Or at least that's the way it's drawn. It's drawn like it's attached to her suit. So how did the siren knock it off in one piece? Like, she didn't tear it off. The siren knocked it off in one piece without leaving a scratch on Belle. I don't know. That just looked kind of weird. And of course, Belle has to get saved by another badass who kind of treats her like crap. And it's kind of like, I have a mission, stay out of my way. So it's like, all right, sweet. I don't care for this character now. And then, yeah, you get kind of just cliche storytelling. They fight the sirens. They get what they need. They get off. There's some stuff, spoilers, I'm not going to really explain. But yeah, this is basically a basic issue, a basic story. Art's it's okay. It's good by Zenescope standards. Zenescope usually they tend to have subpar artwork, and this is coming from someone who I like Zenescope. I haven't really caught up with much of their stuff lately, but I've enjoyed them in the past. But I will. I mean, as someone who's enjoyed their stuff in the past, I really do gotta say that they gotta step up their art game. This one is actually not that bad. It's fine. Like there's some panels that I kind of laughed at, but for the most part, it was drawn good. Good artwork, good coloring. Story is it's serviceable. It's cliche, but it's okay. It's basically just hey, we need to send you in to get this thing, and then you can leave. The thing is, I don't really get why they want to send Belle in. It would have made more sense if it was something more personal, rather than hey, like we know you fight monsters. Here's some monsters. Go fight them. When it's like, okay, why not just send more soldiers? Like you sent a group and they got killed, but like these sirens aren't really all that tough. Like they basically have to they have to get in close, or they have to use their siren scream, almost kind of like Banshee or not Banshee, Black Canary from DC. So I don't know, put some earplugs in, send in a bunch of soldiers, send in more than like 4 or 5 guys. Have some people stay out, outside the cave in a safe distance. Send some people in, and yeah, like it. I guess it would. To me, I would have liked if there was more of a reason for Belle to do this. For example, aliens. Aliens. It makes sense for Ripley to get sent down with the rest of the soldiers because she's the only one that's dealt with these creatures before. She's the only one that dealt with the xenomorphs. So she knows somewhat how they act. She kind of knows a little bit of what you're getting, what they're going to be getting involved with. So it makes sense for them to take her down. It doesn't make sense for them to use Belle other than, hey, you fight monsters. Here's some monsters. Go fight them. Especially without any backup. So I would have liked just that to be explained a little bit better. I mean, they tried to explain it, but it didn't really sit with me. But yeah, story is pretty basic. But it's not terrible. So what would I give this issue? I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Which is, again, it's not bad. A 5 out of 10, this is an average comic. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just average. Good artwork. Basic, cliche story. But, I mean, it's self-contained. You don't really need to understand any of the other stuff when it comes to Belle to kind of follow this. Like you don't really need to read anything else. And yeah, it tells its story that it wants to tell, and then it ends it. So I don't know what more you can ask for, I guess, other than some of the stuff I already complained about. I mean, again, like I said, it's basically, it feels like a story that could have used a little bit more polishing. But yeah, it was fine. It was a fun read. So yeah, there you go. There's Belle, Sirens. I do kind of hope that Zenescope stops with the oversized stuff and goes back to miniseries. I mean, I know like the only thing that they really have annual is the Grim Fairy Tales. But yeah, just the oversized issues. It's like you get your whole story in one issue, but everything feels kind of rushed, or it just seems like it feels like the bare bones of a story. Because you're trying to fit everything into 32 pages. So everything is kind of bare bones. There's no so even like the most, well thought up story just comes across as somewhat unpolished and average. Like if this story was branched out into like 4 issues, I think it could have been better because you could flesh out everything a bit more. Otherwise, everything kind of just feels a bit like, all right, we have Belle. She shows up. We don't really get much time with her and her friends before she's already kidnapped. We don't really get much time with her and talking with the soldiers before she's sent to the island. We don't get much of her on the island before the new character shows up. We get a little bit of her fighting with the new character before they get what they need and they leave. And then we get our little ending at the end that kind of sets up for another series. So it's just kind of boom, 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 boom. Like things just kind of happen and there's no really time to breathe or time to really flesh out each individual part. It just kind of things just kind of happen. It's kind of rushed, and then we kind of end it. But yeah, it was okay. Anyways, there you go. Belle Sirens. Hope you enjoyed. Tell me what you think. Got any recommendations for comics, manga? Let me know. For manga, it's still going to be a while. I'm still waiting for Manga Dex to kind of get out of beta. So I'm just kind of sticking with comics for now. If you got comic recommendations, just let me know. And I hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that bell for a notification. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far. And I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see. And I hope to see you guys next time. Later.